Hello and good morning, guys, and welcome to Berlin. Or not really, but a part of Berlin built in City Skylines. Pretty close to one-to-one. This is a project that me and AmiPolizeiFunk and a few others were involved with earlier this year and last year mainly. And it's basically a small part of AmiPolizeiFunk's larger sort of goals of building the entirety of Berlin, and he has much like all these areas like more fleshed out. But the main point of this build that we did was we were using MoveIt-exports, sharing them back and forth. So we weren't actually sharing save games. We were sharing MoveIt-exports back and forth and like building a small part and like sending it back and forth. And stuff like that. So it was a bit of an experiment, and I'd say a very successful one. This was very fun and very unusual for me to build a one-to-one thing. It's not something I do very often, but I'm glad I got the chance but we tried it. This part of Berlin is called Fennpfuhl. It's I'll orient so you can see kind of where it is. It's in the east of the center of Berlin, you could say. Like the center is around this area here. Here you would have the Brandenburg Tor. You would have the main train station over here. You would have the Fernsehturm around here, and this is an old part of the old East Berlin. So it has a lot of these, I guess, panel housing or like I guess typical East Berlin, like in a lot of people's mind, but. It's quite of a mixed area, actually. It's a very diverse part. It's called Fennpfuhl. Fennpfuhl refers to this lake here. And I've turned down everything because it's extremely laggy for me to show you this, guys. I'm sorry, but there's so many details that my PC is struggling to run, so I guess it is what it is. Fennpfuhl, the lake and the park and this area here was the main sort of focus of our efforts to build it, and we've gone through quite a few mod changes. So there's stuff that has had to change over the project, and we had to sort of scrap some things and change some things. Like for example, we had a lot of these parking lots that are IMT parking lots, and there used to be cars parked here, but the method we did that is kind of obsolete now and doesn't really work. Also, I don't remember which themes we used, so it might look a little bit different from the intended sort of look of it. But anyway, this is extremely funny for me to show, extremely funny. That's extremely fun for me to show because I actually visited this area in real life a few weeks ago now. I went to Berlin and I met AmiPolizeiFunk, and we went on a bike tour through. Actually, he showed us around large parts of Berlin, but we specifically had to go through this area so we could see it. So this is very close to the hotel where we were staying at, and we have a picture. I think we have a picture standing exactly here underneath. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's exactly here. It was underneath a willow tree, looking at that building, and there's the fountain as well in the background. And we also played a match of ping pong at, if I can find it, at exactly not the left one. Would have been the rightmost ping pong table. Yeah, exactly here. So it's such a fun thing to revisit these areas in game. It feels kind of unreal in a little bit, in a way, but we had a lot of fun building with. We had a lot of sort of discoveries, a lot of like sort of really big brain moments. Like there's so many details that I learned, and I think Ami learned as well, that I want to reuse in other CS projects. Like here we have a small school with a running track. Like it's just a pedestrian path from Park Life with like some IMT lines over it. I think it's a long jump track specifically even. It's a running track with a long jump thing on the end. Or just like placing basketball courts like this, like facing it, or like sort of rotated, facing each other, so you get two of them like with stands. So it's not one-to-one. We definitely took creative liberties in many aspects of this. Like this building here is some kind of weird modern building, but this was about the time where Plazas and Promenades was released. So at some point I decided, you know what, let's just do a university here. We need a university. Or is it a high school? It's a high capacity university, okay. And stuff like that, but the plazas and sort of walkway aspect of this are probably some of the best things. And like we have these like fountains. It's actually animated. Just the simulation is so slow that you can hardly see it. And the main sort of center of this area, or the main, I don't know what you say, like main plaza. I think it's called the Anton Chekhov Platz, and it has probably the most detail of the whole build. You have this pedestrian plaza with lines, the red sort of tile lines, everything like that's IMT. The benches and the lights are in most cases going to be the exact oh, don't mind these. These are actually from the DLC. These are the lights, the round ones that Ami specifically made for this build. They're kind of unique in this specific area even, so you won't find these in other places, or at least widespread around Berlin. These are like specifically for this vicinity here. And this fountain area here, and like it was so unreal to see this stuff in real life, and like it's so similar, and the same goes with many of these high rises, or like these taller buildings. This is specifically made by Ami for this part of the city, or this location, I suppose. This is fun here. Here is a trick I used. It's another Alison Lopez trick, using the airplane. No, what's it called? The airport terminal assets, and making a building out of it, basically using the sharpen corner thing to make these 90-degree corners in node controller, and just placing buildings, or like sort of commercial buildings. I think it's some kind of gym on the bottom floor, so it looks like it's still like accessible and you can walk in. I think there might have been more decals here at some point, and there's some props. The bob settings are not completely matching up, so you get stuff like this, cars parking over the curbs. But keep in mind, this was like a year ago at this point we started building this, so it's been quite a it's seen its updates and eras of mods and DLCs. So this is, I don't Oh, I can't quite remember, but I think this is actually a dog park. We saw it in real life. This is a dog park that we mistook as a football field. So we just made one. I think it's using IMT as well. So we're using like pedestrian paths. And just using the pedestrian paths to add lines. So it looks like a football field basically. But it's actually a fenced in dog park area. It was kind of funny. Like the stuff you only know when you actually go here and see it for yourself. So yeah, this lake is really beautiful with a fountain as well. What else should I show? Yeah, the parking lots were... This is probably my favorite detail of the whole thing. I remember scaling these bushes differently, but it's basically this weird island. It's basically this weird sort of median island here that sort of the roads have to go around. Heavily node control. It doesn't look that significant, but the thing about this map and this build particular, like all or almost all of the trees are in the exact position where they are in real life. There's no... This is something that Ami takes a lot of pride in, like making sure everything goes in the right place. And there is data for where the trees are, so we know we had this road, but the problem is we also had these trees. We don't want to move the trees. The trees are where we are. So we had to create this sort of weird solution where the road sort of goes around the trees. And that was such an interesting aspect of this build. And I think it taught me a lot about just so much about cities and like in real life and the game. So like small little things like that. We talk about respecting the topography. Respecting the trees is almost as important, as Ami could surely tell you. This main avenue going through the whole sort of Fennpfuhl area is called Landsberg Avenue, and we had a lot of fun making I had a lot of fun making like some of these intersections. I'm not used to making intersections like this, but I can see a problem here. People seem to... Oh no, never mind, we're pathfinding through it. Okay. Like, this junction here is pretty spot on, to be honest. Like, I don't think there's... Yeah, as close as you could expect it to be. And how the tram sort of connects. There's a lot of tram lines in this area in general, and this was the first part of this area that I saw in real life. Like, we were coming down here and like just gave me an intense deja vu feeling seeing this in real life for first time. Everything just matched up, and going down this way here, following the tram. There's like probably some of the most scenic parts of the build, I think, because when sort of this road kind of this terminates in a, like, it just connects to that Rewe. Yeah, this airport terminal Frankenstein building, but the tram continues on through this sort of grass-covered segment, or like that, like instantly much more like natural area. And I think I have some of my first pictures from Berlin, like taken of trams using this. I think we were using this crossing right here, exactly right here. Actually, we were, because we were looking at this specific building. I think my first picture would have been like of this building. I'll try to put up some of these buildings in this video so you can compare it. It's kind of funny. I don't know, like maybe this is something that I'm much more like engaged and interested in. But I don't know. I just feel like I really wanted to show you this. It's so good. Like it's something that has to be saved for posterity. Here, go on. It's very nice. I wonder if this is one of the busy corner shop. I wonder what asset that is. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm using custom assets for this. Something you don't usually see me do. So that's kind of exciting. I had this plan initially to maybe try to keep it like just using vanilla assets, but there's a surprising like lack of vanilla assets for things like just creating these sort of very large housing complexes, and it's a little bit of a shame. I think the game would be much better with more default options for stuff like this. Yeah, I think that's like I was gonna say pretty much all I wanted to show. It's not gonna be a massive video today. I do want to show this, the Gustavo Haus, though, which was such a landmark. We saw this building from our hotel. It's such a beautiful building, like with sort of massive paintings all over it. If I can change the lighting, maybe you can see the carrot on this side. Yes, there we go. Like this is an asset on the workshop. I don't dare speculate who made it, but I know that MeisterMonis made a lot of these buildings. But I don't want to say it's MeisterMonis before I know for certain who made this specific one. It could have been Ami also. I'll definitely link this asset to so you can download it if you want to. Beautiful. Yeah, that's about it. I was loading up this save hoping to maybe make some cinematics of it, but I'm realizing that's more and more unlikely because it's very, very laggy. I'm gonna have to speed up everything extremely much, so I think this sort of laggy overview is the best we can do it. The best we can showcase it for now, actually. It was quite the struggle to get this save back, or like not this save, but this city, or this I guess this whatever I would call it, back up and running, because as I said, this is all imported as a MoveIt export in one go. Every single tree, every building, every road, every network, it's all just imported. I can show you how it works, but it's extremely laggy and it takes quite a long time, and there's a lot of crashes involved. Here you go. But this is also the power of MoveIt-exports. MoveIt-exports are amazing. This one and many others are available on allbuilds.org, which is basically AmiPolizeiFunk and is his site, and there's a few others also. I'm also kind of in the staff, I suppose. I'm one of the heaviest users of the site because I like to upload bridges and stuff like that. But it's such a useful feature, the MoveIt-exports. And yeah, this project basically we set out to prove how good it could be and how useful it could be for creating sort of collaborative builds like this. You don't have to share save games. You don't have to match even mods all the time. Sometimes you just need to send the MoveIt-export. Yeah. I think I've rambled for long enough. I'm not sure if this is going to be released before or after Mio 8 episode 8, but in either way, thanks for watching. If If you liked this, like and subscribe, and go check out all builds. There's plenty of other ways to use MoveIt-exports that doesn't include, that isn't necessarily sort of related to just building Berlin. You can do so much with MoveIt-exports. You should check it out. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.